Dudes, Tunes, and Brews.
Those are good brews, guys.
Dudes, Tunes,
and Brews.
and Brews.
We're dudes.
We're dudes.
Listen to tunes.
Listen to tunes.
Drink some brews.
Drinking some brews.
We're dudes.
We're dudes.
Listen to tunes.
Listening to tunes.
And drink some brews.
And drinking some brews.
And this is happening.
Yeah.
We're really doing this.
I believe we are engaging on season 5,
We're
episode
making
1.
Well, we're going to do the old thing where it's like a reboot status, where you just rename it the original thing, and then you just act like none of the other stuff happened. Like,
exactly.
yeah, like Halloween. The new Halloween was Halloween.
It's just called the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what? We got the Beetlejuice coming out, has come out. They went with the 2 names.
That's clever.
Beetlejuice. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, like, you know, it's doubling up and, like...
There's an homage to the way that the world works. You gotta say his name 3 times. Yeah.
Puts a lot of pressure on the third film if they decide to do it.
Right?
It's like, well, you got Beetlejuice 3.
I think that this is an episode of Dudes, Tunes, and Brews.
Hey! And I'm your pal, Jeorsh Gorbein.
Yes.
With my
I'm Danny Stringcheese Marxist.
And then who we got here tonight?
Yo, I'm Thomas Mendenhall.
Mendenhall.
Thomas Mendenhall. An Indianapolis native. We're thrilled to have him on the show with us.
Hiya.
So where are you from? Indianapolis, you said, huh?
Yes, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I was born here, probably at Eskenazi, but I'm not going to, like, lock that in exactly right.
It's probably called something else.
Yeah, it's probably called something else. It's probably called I've Got a Lot of Money at the Time Hospital. And,
you know, they used to call
That's every hospital, actually. Right? I had a lot of money at the time.
Yeah, shout out to the Peyton Manning Hospital.
They always end up going after churches or some affiliation where like, hey, you guys got money? We'll help sick people, swear to God.
You won't anymore, but you can have this hospital, though.
So, you know, I wondered about this. You know, you can go to like these like St. Francis, these Catholic hospitals. You see a lot of those. What if I'm in Cincinnati and I want to go to Jewish hospital?
What do you do?
Do they allow it? Are they like open affiliate like everyone else?
Well, I think
Within the Catholic?
Yeah, it's just called Jewish Hospital. You see it off the highway.
In Cincinnati?
Or I said Cincinnati. I fault Louisville.
Louisville.
There's
Yeah.
literally a Jewish hospital.
And it just says, and I used to have a pen, like an ink pen I got while I was in Louisville, and you could write.
Do you know about this?
I don't know about this.
Do you guys know about this? I had not seen this.
This
This is not real. I think Jeorsh made this up.
Right, this is from the movie Snatch. He was like, I'm going to get you to a nice Jewish doctor. Yeah! And that was what he meant. He's like, got to get him to Louisville.
They have an entire hospital that's just the name. They didn't even say, like, David Schwartz Hospital.
No, I think the Jews will take your money no matter what,
And
regardless of affiliation.
I think if you
you know?
can get
Same with the Catholics.
If you
They're
can-
just like, you know, if you got the money, we'll take it.
if you can get yourself there, okay. If you call an ambulance, good luck asking the ambulance to take you there because they're just going to think that you're racist and throw you out the back of the ambulance.
Take me to the Jewish hospital.
They're just like,
What?
And this guy's not worth saving. And let's go on, ambulance out.
Well, it could be worse. You know, Eskenazi actually has Nazi in the name.
Actually,
It's just-
I have a picture in my. Well, we'll see if we can find it in my files. But it literally, the lights were burnt out on SE, right? And so it just said like Sydney and Lois Nazi Hospital.
I am never going to pronounce it as anything but Eskenazi from now on.
Right there.
Look, I don't think there's any affiliation. All right, let's be explicitly clear here. We're not trying to connect any dots. It's just they're nice
it's
people.
Unfortunate.
It's an unfortunate linguistic phenomenon.
That we just like, it's comedy, and you know, if you laugh, you laugh. If you don't, you
It's
don't.
jokes, people. It's jokes. We're telling jokes.
I just wonder what the chapels are like in these different places.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Who knows?
You know, here's a travel hack. Okay? If you're in the midst of a very busy airplane travel, go to the chapel. There's hardly anybody there. You get a nice quiet place to sit down, right? If you want, you can pray. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do there.
Very
Or you
good
can
idea.
just sit quietly.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah.
It's like one of the few places that you can do that. You could even record a quick episode of Dude Brew Hat, but
Bam! Right there in the chapel.
Right.
You know, so you travel a lot. Are you a traveling man?
Yes, I'm absolutely a traveling.
Yeah,
man.
you like
Lord, I was born a traveling man.
So what are we talking? Like out of state, around the
Wrong word. You know.
around
So
town?
I
or-
travel in Europe a lot of times, so Eastern
Whoa.
Europe a lot of times. So
Really?
like
Eastern.
Serbia, Austria, Croatia.
Wow.
A lot of those areas.
Okay, well that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Fucking world traveler.
World
here.
traveler here.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been
How do
a
you
lot
make
of
that
places.
connection? Who do you know?
So basically, I just know a lot of people over there through music and art and different stuff, and met designers when I was doing skateboarding stuff.
Wow.
And they have a really great tech sector in Serbia, and then I just started there and then explored the area, and it's just an awesome area over there in Eastern Europe, and like it's
That's so
really
cool.
slept on, and our money is like worth a lot more over there in ways.
Right, yeah, which
and
makes it
stuff
more
is
exciting.
cheaper. It makes it more exciting, more accessible for the cheap traveler that doesn't have $1 billion to spend going to every place that charges you $100 to walk on the floor to look at a ceiling.
That's so cool. You know,
Hey, you want to walk on this floor?
Yes.
Look at this ceiling.
There's
That'll be $100.
$100. You've waited an hour in this line. You've looked at it. You go on now.
You've looked too long. You've looked too long.
Yeah, welcome to Paris. Go on.
come on. So
That's very interesting.
Yeah, well,
So
more-
Serbia, huh?
I know.
That's where you started, and then
Yes.
you sort of branched out
Yes.
from there.
So what do you think of when you think of Serbia? I have two things that I think of.
Okay.
Montenegro. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
That's-
yeah, wow.
Okay. Yes. All right. All right.
Yeah.
That's
You're
the
right.
immediate association.
All right. Yeah.
I have two. One is a Serbian film, which I've never
Okay.
seen. I don't know what it's about, but
No, I
the
don't
title
even know
stuck
that
out
that's
to
a
me.
film. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just called A Serbian Film.
Okay.
It's vague enough. And then honorary dude Radmir Jordanovic.
Yeah.
Serbian.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
Serbian from
Yes,
Serbia.
He
Do you
is.
know?
He
Do
is.
you know Radomir?
Yes.
Hey,
So it's a super connection, you know.
Yeah.
And like, so what happens is in the Serbian kind of thing is like, Orthodox Christianity is a big thing of their identity as a nation.
Okay.
So everybody kind of gets connected through the church because either you go to the functions or you go to the services, and not every person necessarily has to be super religious. You just kind of like
community.
It's the
Yeah, that's
traditions
what I'm
of it
talking
all and the community of it all, and it's just been passed down from years and years and years of people and
Cool,
like
yeah,
traditions
truly.
and stuff that
But
like
it's
help them
Orthodox-
stay
it's
together and have an
Orthodox,
identity.
Eastern Orthodox, that's what
Eastern Orthodox. So like there's different places like Greece and
Yeah.
Russia and like even Ethiopia has their own orthodoxy that kind of meshes in. So
Ethiopian Eastern Orthodox.
Yes, it's like it's
That's
very
so specific.
It's very specific.
I love it. That's
and they
I
have
wanted to check it
nuns.
out.
I'm
You know,
like, how do you have
Ethiopia
nuns?
is Eastern Africa.
Yes,
it makes
it's-
sense. You know?
It has that kind of vibe to it.
Oh, we
so
could
there's
have-
a lot of stuff.
We could definitely get on the African studies kick here lately because I've been very fascinated by Africa because it's 50 countries.
Yeah,
Oh, there's so
it's a
many
lot.
countries.
And everybody's like, Africa.
It's also
And they think
huge.
Yeah, it's they say 8 United States could fit in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's a significant number of United Stateses, you know?
And United States is always viewed as that like country that's like too big, you know.
Oh, it's huge.
And-
We are like a huge nation,
And
for
then,
sure.
so for that to
pretty
fit, yeah,
good size.
we
got huge
tracts of land.
Some untapped resources.
Untapped resources.
You know, we're tapping those resources, you know what I'm saying?
Resources are heavily
We're tapping them dry, ladies and gentlemen.
And all this tapping it dry is getting me a little thirsty.
I think it's
Oh,
about
it's
time we got
definitely-
out another brew. you
Yeah,
know?
do it. Let's
I
crack
see you
it
guys
up.
are already
Yes.
wetting your whistles a little
But
bit.
let me, yes, I'll crush this and get ready for another one.
Yeah, so what are you killing there?
So, I'm drinking two tarts, which is from Bloomington, Indiana, Midwest, USA, and is comes from Upland, I believe.
Oh,
It is
yeah,
an
all right.
Upland beer.
It's an Upland beer, and
Yeah.
it's very nice. They gave this to me promotionally, so thank you, Upland.
Yeah, go Upland. I like Upland. They're the ones that
Uplands
took
are
over the
super nice.
Dorn Fountains right there in Fountain
Yeah,
Square
the
on
corner.
Prospect.
Yes, exactly. Right by Kuma's Corner.
You say they hooked
Yes.
us up as a sponsorship? Are we doing a sponsor?
Thank you, Upland sponsors.
It's two tarts. Compliments of Upland Brewery from Bloomington, Indiana.
I like their
Bloomington.
champagne velvet and
Ooh.
the other stuff.
Yes, they have some really.
The Dragonfly is also quite good. The Campfire is a really nice, steady drinker. It really is.
Next
It gets
time
you
this
there.
episode, we'll bring them all.
Ah,
We're
cool.
bringing them all. We're for
bringing
the
it.
brews.
Well,
So without further ado, let's crack that brew!
Oh, that was a good one. I already got some pop on that.
Okay, so
Delicious.
you're from Indianapolis, but you've been to Serbia and you've branched out from there. I have a friend that traveled to Bosnia. Did you
Okay.
ever have a chance to get to Bosnia?
I did not get to Bosnia because
Bosnia.
I lowered my going to places that were like unneedingly dangerous. And I'm not saying that Bosnia is dangerous. Bosnia, just like all countries, if you don't know it, it has an air of danger to it, and it has maybe a little bit more danger than the other countries. Wow. So it's not one you want to go into without knowing where you want to go.
Totally.
And going to the main cities.
Yeah.
So, and like, I just started branching out into other places, so I hit more places like Budapest and, you know, places in like Romania by like
Do you say
Vlad the
Budapest or do you say Budapest?
Castle. Budapest.
Hey, Bosnia's pretty close to Italy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just right across the way.
So the
A
thing
lot
with,
can happen.
yes, and
And if
so,
you ask me what I think of with Bosnia, I think of Herzegovina.
yeah. And so what it is with Bosnia is a rare country that has like a very Middle Eastern influence thing.
Oh, I
So
can see
again,
why,
it's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
like as somebody that doesn't know a lot. Again, you want to make sure that you either have a guide or
You
something
gotta
to know.
be, you gotta
be
get in with
the
those
know.
Eastern Orthodox, right?
Yes,
What are we doing?
Whereas in
You're-
like, yeah, in Serbia and Bulgaria and places like that, they have like what is called their Eastern European hospitality, where they like feed you, they take care of you really nicely at their houses. Like everybody is really nice to guests, and especially like at restaurants, they give you the best food. They're like, oh, you're from America? They're like, let's give you the best stuff so that you
it's
come
so
back.
great, dude.
They're like, we want you to come back and say this was the best thing you ever had. So they're like coming out with like a trolley with stuff. And like the people that are regulars are like, wow, we don't get the trolleys. They're like, he's come in. Bring the trolleys.
Get on the
trolleys. Yes.
Increase tourism a little bit more.
I think what would
Highways?
no, I think with arts and stuff like this.
Yeah.
They've got a good tech sector and like computer people and stuff like that.
Right.
But the arts is just
And you
like
said you worked
really
there.
down
you picked
there.
Up tech work in
No,
Serbia.
no, I do musical stuff there, and then I
Wow.
visit friends. So
Yeah.
like I
Okay.
perform in like little cafes and stuff like
Sure.
there,
Yeah.
and have like kind of like a circuit that I kind of get into.
Well,
and,
it's amazing.
It's
Can't get any better
very
than that.
enjoyable for me. You know.
Nothing better
When
than
were you
traveling
last
for work.
there?
Just this last year, and it changed a lot, and like it's
Like
really being
post-COVID.
vibrant. Post-COVID, yes. So when I first went there,
that's
there was a
surprising.
migrant crisis where like all the people were like moving across, like in like 100,000 people were like
Yeah.
moving across the countries. So they were trying to like disperse them out and get their places to live.
Yeah.
So it was a different landscape with that. And then the next time I came, it was right after COVID, and it was like as COVID was kind of like going in and out.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had to take tests and stuff.
Right.
And then this last time I went is like everything was kind of like really out of the way. COVID really wasn't messing with travel. They didn't
Yeah.
require masks on the planes or anything like that. And it really became, I saw that it was like vibrant with a lot of kids there, a lot of youth, and that's what's going to make a country go. When you see it's
Oh,
nothing
you gotta
but
have
old
the youth.
people.
You gotta have
it's
the youth.
nothing
Well,
for old
at least
people.
two. You gotta have at least two youths.
You gotta have them bullying you. You gotta have them two youths. The two youths.
That
was
let
a
me
big
get a
thing.
sense of the overarching Thomas Mendenhall. You play music. You have some work that we were maybe talking about that we can go into, and then you travel to the Balkans.
Yeah. Yes, so travel to the Balkans.
Isn't that a peninsula?
Yeah. The Balkan Peninsula.
Hey, that's that's your vibe.
Amongst other things, so I also was a downhill skater for many years, and I like became
Like
a
a
professional. No, like like a loser, but I stood up on the skateboard.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I've
You're one of the dudes that does the like downhill super
yeah,
fast.
yes,
cool,
leather
dude.
suit, full face helmet.
Damn.
The fastest I've been is 64.
It's terrifying. trying to watch that
That's
stuff.
as into it as you can get.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been
Outside of
64
skiing.
miles per hour. on my
64 miles per hour on a skateboard.
Yes.
What kind of
What is
band
that? We got to slow it down, all right? Take me into that space, like in your heart. Like, what's going on?
So, and this is like a run that is like near Whistler Mountain. So it's
Where's that?
It's in Canada, and so
Okay.
it's a giant mountain. So on the highway, on the bottom of it, it just has this long straightaway. So what it does is it gets you to about 20, 30 miles per hour, and then it takes a turn, as you can with 7, 8 lanes of this highway that they have shut down. And then it just goes like this. Just
You're saying they have it shut down for skating?
Straight down for skating for people to break the world record.
Yeah.
Nobody
Where,
broke
man?
the world record.
Whistler Mountain in
yes,
Canada.
Yes, and it's
In
a
which
speed
province?
festival. What?
Which province of Canada?
True. Now that's that's asking me
That's
too
too
much.
specific. We can't reveal those trade secrets,
Yes.
okay? You got to Google it
Yes,
yourself.
you got to Google those trade secrets.
You gotta watch out.
The brews are hitting me a little bit too hard to remember those details.
It's in Canada.
Yes,
Okay.
and, it was
you
a-
figure it out from there.
Yes.
What was that? What was that hill in Airborne? Did you see that 1992 movie?
No.
It was in Ohio.
Okay.
Did Homer Simpson do
There's
it?
a young Jack Black in that movie. Come on, man.
Wow, it was not the Springfield Gorge. As long as it wasn't the Springfield Gorge.
On top of the world!
That's my one thing I wanted to finish before I quit skateboarding. but I
Okay,
never
so you
did.
take this turn,
So you
and
take
then you're
this-
straight away.
and then
Just
you
no
lock
turns.
in, and then it just is it's just.
And you got up to 63
yeah,
miles an hour.
Yes,
64.
64 miles per hour.
Get it right.
64
Nintendo style, bro.
64, yeah, exactly. I was in the NES Olympics, and all you do is tuck, and it brings you back up to a stop on the other
I was
side,
gonna
which
say,
is
how
nice
do you stop?
because it goes back up. So it
Oh,
swoops
ramps
down
up.
and it ramps up and it slows you down enough to stop on the other side. That's why they had it at that specific place.
Oh man.
But it's still just you just pray that the board doesn't get squiggly, and it feels like nothing is under you.
because it's
Because you're just going so fast, and you
Yeah,
don't
what is
want to
it?
put any weight on it.
Well,
you
how
have
do
weight.
keep a little rock or something could totally.
The wheels are this big and by this tall, so the rock has to be half the size of the wheel. So that's how
to
it works in
mess up.
skateboarding.
It's pretty
So
impressive.
the rock has to be half the size of the wheel, or it has to be super lucky to be able to stop you. So that's basically
Well,
how
I'm
physics
thinking about
work.
what you said, like making it wobbly, like you could.
So, and then they have aircraft aluminum trucks that are $450 to $500 for a set
for
of
the
the trucks, just for the trucks. And then they have specially made urethane that is $30 to $50 that are the bushings that are made. So,
Sure.
if you were to
Wow,
turn
dude.
it on a street, you'd be like, this thing kind of boring to ride on a street because it doesn't turn,
Right,
it doesn't do
yeah.
any flippy
No, it's
things,
too
but
stiff.
going straight and going fast, it's very things. And then also when you turn like a car. You turn, and if you're going so fast, you drift it out sideways.
Sure.
You slide sideways, and then you pull it back after you go through the turn and go
yeah.
straight
No,
on.
I've seen that stuff
Yes.
on video.
And
The
that's what I-
longboarders,
Yeah, that's what I did. And then before
That's
that,
super cool, dude.
yeah, and before that, I did Capoeira Angola, which is a Brazilian martial arts, and I did that for about 7 years as I got out of college. And
We
kinda
can't even
taught
go into that right now.
Yes.
My
What
mind
is
is blown.
that?
We're
Yeah.
still talking about the longboarding.
I'll tell you.
You know what? All this longboarding, all this drinking.
Yes.
I'm a little ready to hear you play some music.
That sounds good.
What do you think? You want to play us a little something? Maybe
Just a tune.
something.
You know,
Just a tune.
to go with the brews.
A
and the
tune with
dudes.
the brews with the dudes and the brews.
Yay! All right, well, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to watch a little Thomas Mendenhall here on Dudes.
Tunes.
And brews. When I go, I tend to go so far. Don't know how I'm burning like a star. I don't look back, I tend to blaze a trail. But I don't get out to the bar as much anymore. I don't see the stains in the floor. You can't see me as Sam Silver Circles sitting in the back. Tried to get my life in track. Pick me up when I can't pick me up anymore. Pick me up when I can't stand and I'm collapsed on the floor. Just pick me up, darling. You pick me up with those beautiful gray eyes. And I know, even if I wanted to, I couldn't tell you no lies with you. Pick me up when I can't pick me up anymore. Pick me up when I'm left crying. Pick me up. Pick me up, pick me up, pick me up. Pick me up when I'm down. Pick me up when I can't pick me up anymore. 'Cause you're the one that I adore. One that I adore forever. Forevermore. Pick me up when I'm crashing to the floor.
Guys, go ahead.
Baby on
So, what do you
board.
imagine you just played, or we just played, if we're gonna do a song?
Wow, that's crazy.
Do you ever imagine what you just played?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You ever think about that? Thomas, do you ever think about what you just
I try not
did?
to think at all. Like, that's my sweet, sweet style. It's
You gotta
like
you just gotta stay in the experience of it.
Whoa.
be here.
And we're
Ram
back.
Dass.
Hey, we're back on Dudes,
Tunes and Brews.
Brews.
We're
We're
changing
talking about Ram
Ram
Dass and being in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, this guy goes down hills for a living. You got to kind of shut your brain off for that.
You gotta
You gotta-
what
Get in
is
the
there
flow.
if there is no thought? You
Yeah,
know?
right?
There's just action.
Yeah, there is, exactly. It's pure, impulsive, romantic action.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it, because like even meditation people think is like you doing nothing,
Yeah.
which kind of sort of is, but it's like you connect to all things by sort of shutting your brain off.
Yeah.
But then what you're doing, going down hills real fast, or like I see
Or
like a
improving music.
improving or being in the moment. I think
Yeah.
it's all about being in the moment. Trapeze artists. You ever been to the circus?
Mm-hmm.
You ever think about that guy doing a flip and he's waiting to grab the next guy or gal, and then he's like, "Oh, I wonder if what I'm going to have for dinner tonight." And then he dies on the ground below.
There's a
And
great
then he plummets to his death.
Wait,
You know?
there's a great quote from Hunter S. Thompson that goes, "Faster, faster, till the thrill of speed overcomes the fear of death." And that basically is
that's great.
what is
What
the
a quote.
mantra of it, is that the thrill of speed and everything of the experience relieves you from figuring out that you have to go down a mountain to achieve this speed. And if you go off the road, that's usually like I've seen people plummet off of the road, and
Oh, so the
helicopters
sides-
have to come in.
The sides are
Man.
plummetus.
Yes, or
Plummetus
You ever
sides.
drove down a mountain before in your life?
Ah,
Go
it
to
sucks.
Denver and look
Yeah.
over the edge and see if you want to
Nope.
skate and fall over that. Yeah, you don't.
Would you prefer to fall off on a skateboard or in a vehicle?
Ooh, that's on a skateboard because at least I'd be mastering my own destiny.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd
That's
either
kinda what I
split
feel.
Maybe
or
you
I'd
could
do
like
some-
wingsuit it
something,
spontaneously.
Something in a car, you'd like. I'd feel like you'd be perfectly safe, but then you'd be trapped at the bottom and get burned.
Yeah.
That sucks.
You can always grab a reed off a skateboard. You don't get that.
Yes,
Thank you.
I seen Homer. He survived a whole bunch of times. He hit the side of the gorge a bunch of times.
Oh,
He
and
then
was
they
doing-
took him in
and
the
then
ambulance.
and then he hit again. So like I think he survived, but in a car, Homer would have been done.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the station wagon, Homer would have traditionally been done.
Didn't
Would
he
have
fall
been there.
out again?
Yeah, that's what
right.
I'm saying.
That's what we're talking
At least 5 times. There was a lot of things. The helicopter was banging him up on the side as it goes up. Like
so
it was
awesome,
just
dude.
terrible.
Oh, I love that.
That's why you just let your kids do it and you don't take
I
over
have
for your
never
kids.
longboard
Nothing
skated, right?
Okay.
But I did go down into Death Valley in a vehicle,
Uh-huh.
and I Jack Kerouac style threw it into neutral.
Oh, I love
and
that.
I got up to like 100 miles.
Love it.
What?
Which was
Love
a
it.
thrilling experience. This
Oh,
road
Captain, my
seems to be
Captain.
designed exactly as you're describing, right? It's straight away, built up, and yeah, you can just get going all the way down to the bottom. And that, I mean, it feels good. I was in a car, but there was no like imminent threat of perilous death.
Right, right.
So Kevin Reamer.
There was like sandy walls.
so
no, we've all been there.
yeah, so Kevin Reamer, around the time when I was doing skateboarding and downhill longboarding, and I was proficient in it, he got around the 90 mile per hour, and then people at the event, I believe, like top speed was like 82 mile per hour is what they hit chasing after his 90 mile per hour, and he did it in California down like some crazy
That's
mountain road near the
crazy.
ocean. And
Is it all
yes.
based upon like? I mean, there's so much involved. Because I think of like the old
he
cars
even-
that you would build for like Boy
He
Scouts.
even built, yes, so like on the guy who got the speed
like
speed
soapbox
record,
derby,
yeah.
on his front leg, he had something that he attached that would cover both when he tucked and make himself more aerodynamic,
Ah, man,
as well
yes.
as the leather suit and the full face helmet and
Is
the
the
way
helmet
you tuck
even,
and
like,
everything.
designed-
It's everything's
Yeah.
designed
Completely
aerodynamic.
covered in coconut oil.
Yeah, oh my God, you're
Lather me up, darling.
You're thigh deep in tofu, and that's the only way I can think about it. ever.
I am one with the
Yes, you're biodoming it
That is-
completely.
Now, before we went to the break, you were about to take us in a whole other direction
Okay.
that I think was maybe even like, I don't know,
More,
jiu-jitsu or something?
yeah.
Is that right?
No,
do I remember
no,
that right?
it was Capoeira, which is Capoeira Angola, which is a Brazilian martial arts.
Oh, like
And
Capoeira.
Yeah, it's like Capoeira. No, nothing like Capoeira, but much like Capoeira, it's from South America, but originally it's from Africa, and so it's basically
Have
like.
you eaten capybara?
I
It's
have
supposed to be a
tried to,
delicacy.
but they just keep running, and I keep chasing, brother.
Catch him, dude, even
I
at
said,
82 miles an
if I
hour
could
on a
catch a
longboard.
Yeah. Have you ever hunted on a longboard?
I have hunted twice on a longboard. And
That's
it's
like some
only been-
Legolas
Yes,
shit right there. You're
that's
just
it.
skateboarding.
Dude, I shot
Damn, I was
myself.
at a capybara.
I shot myself in the leg and got attacked by 3 capybaras.
Aye.
It was,
Aye.
yeah. You don't want to lose your virginity that way, but it's a fun thing to do when you visit Argentina. All right, so
Bringing it back
that's a different-
around.
Bringing it back around. Now Brazil is where it comes from originally, and the capoeira that I did was basically like 500 to 600 years old and originates from Africa. There's also a different capoeira that they kind of originates in Brazil that they kind of made less martial arts, more of a dance kind of exercise,
Cool.
so that they could adopt it as like a national pastime type thing.
Yeah,
and then
get the ladies involved.
Yes, and then Capoeira Angola has its roots even used in war when basically European countries owned South America. So there was a lot of warring going on, and that's how African people got there, because they were brought there during the slave trade to do sugarcane that was really big in the area.
Yeah, the biggest commodity of all time.
Of all time, and
Outside of
even
cotton.
so prisoners were brought there, slaves were brought there, all kinds of people were brought there, so it became a melting pot. So that's why Central America has such beautiful people, because it's such a melting pot of different cultures
And all the
native
resources
people.
Blending together.
Everybody's blending
Yeah.
together. But so capoeira stayed prevalent, and it went away for a while, and then it was like brought back via like a kind of Karate Kid type thing, where a guy went to an old guy.
You gotta
and
thank the Karate Kid type
yes,
thing.
and
Yes,
that guy
It's just a guy getting him to wash his car.
Yeah.
Whatever it turns out
he
to
was
be.
just lazy. He was like, "Can you paint my fence? Can you wash my car? Can you scrub my floor?"
Yes.
That's
Bang
really
my
what I
wife.
need.
And exactly like that, a guy named Pastinha really wanted to learn, and the guy that wanted to teach him knew of its use as like a fighting thing, as a war thing, so
Sure,
he
yeah.
did not want to pass it on. So he would just come every day and do chores for him until the guy eventually broke. And now the chores did not teach him the martial art, but
Oh,
doing
no,
the
that's-
chores
the chores are supposed to
broke the
teach him.
guy. It broke the guy so that he taught him the martial art, and then it got passed on, and then it got outlawed again because it was viewed as something that they could use to protect themselves. And then, the African people were a minority,
Sure.
and the
Yeah.
authorities did not want them to know martial arts, protect themselves. So it got viewed as a criminal thing. And then about the
Interesting.
60s.
Yeah, the black people can't have power to
Yes,
protect themselves.
exactly. We don't want
that.
them fighting. Exactly.
It's weird because I think about black people knowing martial arts, but it's just like specifically to Africa. It seems like you're already tribal, you're already
Right.
doing these dances that are crazy, and now you know how to fight.
Yes, and
That's
this-
insane. Like, that's
it's
like a triple threat.
threatening to
Yeah.
the older
Everyone's like,
patriarchal
"Whoa,
status.
hey,
They're like,
we
holy
still
crap!
line up in formation.
Yeah.
Calm down.
And the songs,
You guys are dancing and kicking our ass.
yeah, and the songs would even alert you. Like one of the songs would be literally like, "Hey, hey, the police are coming! Hey,
Right,
hey, the
totally.
bands are coming!" So
Yeah.
they would sing it in their language
Was
and
it
be able
NWA
to,
with
yes,
the- yeah.
NWA with
yeah, they were showing
instruments.
up with so it ended up becoming basically the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes, to become the Wu-Tang Clan and
That's
becoming
cool.
known as like a criminal thing. And then in the 60s, he took it to the Congress and he was like, "Hey, this isn't a criminal thing." And they figured out a way to make it, again, less combative. And then that's
Yeah,
Capoeira
yeah.
Heijo now. And then Capoeira came on the mainstream in about the 90s by getting the movie Only the Strong.
Who was in that?
Oh my God, what is his name? The guy that is the new Iron Chef guy. Let's get it on.
Oh, I heard he was
Yes.
in some movies. That's
Yes,
crazy. And they're like,
he's-
I remember him from Iron Chef. He was
Yes.
also an American Ninja.
Yes.
like
Warrior?
Yes.
No, not the Warrior, but the movies. They're a great series of films. Now, I want 'em
Mikhail
on-
Dudikoff.
I want them on
American
freaking VHS,
Ninja.
but they're not cheap.
Yes.
Those are a delicacy.
Yeah, I get to watch them for free on Pluto TV.
Pluto TV, where you can watch it for free.
Yes.
we're gonna
Where
actually,
you and your nan can watch stuff together.
We're thinking about getting a WDTV on Pluto TV, and you can just stream all
We
our
are
episodes.
signing deals right now, Pluto TV. You can come find us.
Hey,
And
hey.
please, Mark Dukakis, which is his name,
You sure?
come with
Yeah.
us because we're going to put you in the film. For Only the Strong 2, Capoeira is making a comeback.
Thank you for looking
Yes,
that quickly
yes.
off camera.
Yes.
Stealth.
Yeah,
I know the caucus, but what is a duck caucus?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does it
but
mean
I've been to
of
the
caucus? Of the
I
people?
don't know.
I don't think we should go down
Yes.
this way.
I think this is
Of the caucus?
yeah. I think this is the perfect time for an old limerick here.
Yeah, go on.
So, all right. Pro and con are opposite. That's easily seen. So if progress means to go forward, what does Congress mean?
Whoa.
Tell you. Tell you that's that old
That's
proverb.
That's
that
good.
always gets
That's
down
good.
there. That's
In
it.
limericks.
In limerick form. That's how you drop it on us.
Sheesh.
What does Congress mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I once had an uncle named Ted.
we've talked about this like long history, which is fascinating,
Mm-hmm.
of this martial art
Yeah,
tradition.
yeah.
But you are a student of it, is that right?
Yeah, so I the weirdest thing, as young mans do, I brought my broad-chested, chicken-chested self with my skinny legs from high school,
Chicken legs.
and I said, I'm going to buy me a glass pipe. And I walked into the head shop of Magic Bus, and as I looked on the wall, it said, learn capoeira. And I said, hey.
No way!
I said, isn't that the thing the guy does in Tekken? And my buddy said, yeah, Eddie Guerrero, right? the guy in Tekken. He does the spinny
Wow.
kickies. And I was like, well, I want to do the spinny kickies.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to do the spinny kickies. And so we go, and this guy ends up
man.
being one of the youngest people that was allowed to come from Brazil to, because you have to be as a contramestre, which is a person that is allowed to come teach in other countries for a school. He was one of the youngest people at 25 to be allowed to come do that.
Wow.
And I got lucky time with him, and his nickname was Crybaby because one time he got kicked in the face in training and he cried.
Well,
And
yeah,
they
I
called
mean,
him so shout out, which was Crybaby.
Shout out?
Shout out, which is Crybaby in Portuguese.
It just sounds like
we could,
shadow.
and then and my hair is
Crying
long
shadows.
and kind of looks like straw sometimes. So he said I look like a character from a TV show that's a scarecrow called Sabugo. So
Wow,
that
I
became
love it.
my nickname, Sabugo the Scarecrow. Cause
That's
I had
such a badass name,
It
dude.
was so cool to
Sabugo
get
and
Sabugo and
You have
Shadao.
wonderful hair, by
I
the
have
way. It's
wonderful
almost strawberry blonde.
Right.
It's in that dishwater blonde
It
category.
is. It is.
I
And
would
in the
say-
summer, it gets more strawberry blonde, and in the winter, it starts to go back.
A little
It gets
brownish.
the brownish, that
Yeah.
dishwater.
Wait,
so
I
it kind of
have
switches.
similar
I see
kind
that.
of
I
deal
see
with
that.
mine's just in the dishwater
It's
category.
that
Yours
Dutch
is,
Germanic history,
Yeah.
Scottish stuff coming through in
you
us.
got that red tint though. That's cool. It's kind of I'm a little
Yes.
envious. I'll be honest. It's
Yes.
nice.
My great grandmother had a picture of her wedding, and in her wedding, her husband was in full Blackfoot Indian garb and was a Blackfoot Indian. So there
Dude,
was
that's
like
insane.
a deep stuff in there that like goes into like the genetics that allow you to be able to produce rarer traits.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
redhead
You
is
can't-
rarer.
You
Yeah.
can't,
It's
and
the
green
rarest.
eyes, red
Yeah.
hair. Like
Yeah.
you can't get that without having a diverse gene pool,
Yeah.
as the British found out.
It's very interesting because it's actually with the
Oh dear, we can't seem to produce the redheads. What say you?
Why's my teeth looking left, mother?
Teeth is looking left.
my eye teeth are both a little crooked.
Yes, as a much lover of British comedy, I know they would enjoy us taking the piss out of them.
Oh, I
so
love
it's
it.
all
I
a good
love when
thing.
John Oliver ever talks about like, and I know that hearing that in this accent, that's an issue.
It's an issue.
What's your favorite type of British accent, though? Do you like the Cockney thing? Do you like more the Queen's English? I sort of like that Michael Caine, like. And I was going to the store the other day,
Yeah,
and I
little
found
Cockney.
me some. Yeah, it's,
Michael Caine is fun.
it's
Yeah.
very on. Everything is taking its time to get to the point.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, yeah, I can just sit there and wait. I'm not in a hurry.
I love Matt Berry. You know, he's got that classic, like, strong voice. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Like Winston Churchill. But then I'm with you.
Such
I like
conviction.
that. I got Cockney accent. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm a Cockney geezer.
I feel
That
like
may
the
believe
Cockney
you.
is the
Oh.
easiest one to sort of get in the
Yeah,
spirit
it
of.
I got a
is.
little more gas in the belly, I
It
A
is.
think.
little more gas in the belly.
It is.
And speaking of the gas in the belly, you may haven't finished up that Narragansett yet.
It's time to chug that brew.
Chug that brew.
Chug that brew! Ah, yes. And you know, Narragansett, the official beer of Jaws.
What?
So the movie Jaws,
Okay.
the guy's drinking it, and he's trying to be all hard, and you got Richard Dreyfuss there.
Mhm.
He's got them dry knuckles, and
Aye,
he's all
Chiefy.
like, the guy's like,
Yeah, I
and
see
he
it, Chiefy.
crushes it, and then Richard Dreyfuss is like, yeah, and he can barely crush it, and again.
Wow.
And I guess that gave him a claim to fame. So Narragansett, it's there's a lot
in
of
Jaws.
information on the can there.
It says right here, it's in Jaws.
What the
Wow.
fuck?
It
Really?
just says it.
That's
it.
crazy.
Wow, it's in Jaws. That's all you get.
Show me
I
the way
wanna-
to go
I
home.
wanna
'Cause
go-
I'm fucking. I'm telling you, I'm tired. I want to go.
I want to go one more direction before we maybe hear another tune.
Okay.
Which is we've been talking about martial arts and Karate Kid. What do you know about the cruel tutelage of Pai Mei? You know anything
Ooh,
about
I
that?
don't know.
It's in Kill Bill.
Okay. In
Yeah,
Kill Bill. All
yeah.
right.
The
okay.
guy with the
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Man, and then she takes his eye.
Yeah.
Is he the one that his eyeball she gets?
What?
She gets her eye taken.
Yeah, but she comes back for his.
Oh, the
Yeah.
car.
And fucks him up.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
Daryl Hannah, who
It
has
is
a
Daryl Hannah.
big ass forehead in the Addams Family 3 attempt.
And the reason.
An attempt was made.
Yes, and the reason that Foot Finder
Not
will
covering
never
her
work
forehead.
on me
Yeah.
Because when she gets her eyeball crushed by those toes, I just said, well, toes don't ever turn me on anymore.
Oh.
Feet do not do a thing for me
Well,
anymore.
good thing she was in that movie Splash where she
Yeah.
was a mermaid.
Yeah.
shit.
I want to bring it back to Kill Bill.
Okay.
Okay. I think this has
Oh,
a
wait.
little bit of legs.
Okay, you go on.
Did
I'll hold
watch
mine.
Kill Bill? Did you?
Yes,
was
of
this
course,
a thing?
of course.
Like, how
Kill
old
Bill,
were you when
yes.
it came out?
Of course.
Did you see it in the theaters?
It was so influential that people stopped calling weed. They started calling it Kill Bill. I've got that Kill Bill, man. I've got that Kill. It was an influential thing. So yes, Kill Bill and Tarantino definitely.
Yeah, it came out at the right time when I was in college, where we were like going to go
perfect,
see it in
dude.
theaters, and it was a great weaving of some different storytelling
Kung
things.
Fu, Western spaghetti type deal.
Yeah,
Like,
and Quentin and Uma are quoted. I've heard this that they were talking about making the movie like as far back as Pulp Fiction. You know, like the idea was there. But getting the martial arts in there is really cool, and Pai Mei was a dick, and that's my point. He's a total dick.
but you gotta be, right?
So
Like,
Do
I'm
you
not,
have
I'm not
to
gonna
be?
teach
Yes.
you this if you're not worthy. What's your point?
This is where I was trying to get to,
Yes.
right? Do
My-
you have to be a dick to teach martial arts?
you have to command respect, and the person that you see the most potential in, it behooves you to be the dick to
hardest,
them,
yeah.
because a person will do something more to prove you wrong than they will to carry your favor.
Isn't that strange?
And it's only with strangers. Now, with somebody you know for a long time, you build up a thing of wanting to carry their favor, so then you kind of like get that kind of reception thing. But with somebody that you do
You're
not
still trying
know,
to prove
yes,
yourself.
yes,
Yeah.
To
So
prove
there's no
them-
ego stroke from your.
That's a
Yes.
huge thing with Pai Mei, right?
It
It's like she
is.
has to prove herself.
And that's with
to him.
every last one, with Mr. Miyagi, with all
Yeah.
of them. They're a hard ass, and you end up hating them. And then you figure out, my mestre, there was times I could not stand the man.
Right.
And he was a dick, and he would make me write a paragraph on why I wanted to do the martial art. And, have to come back with it and stuff. And he was a hard man, but dude, he taught me discipline that lasted me my whole life.
This is a thing, and I've been thinking about it lately in my general life. Like this, like the requirement of the demanding parent. It's often the father, right? But like the one that you're like never good enough for, but you're always like, because of that, you're like striving harder to become better, to prove yourself to this person that is withholding something.
So-
like that's such a psychologically, it's a wild thing.
So as a person that's moving into that sector kind of new and dealing with being in the sector of like a relationship between a child and a parent, I've really noticed that it's okay to have a sort of prove yourself disapproving thing while making sure that it's not rooted in stuff in yourself that you don't like. It's hard not to project and mirror onto the kid, and that's where the toxicity of our generation
Totally,
was parents were not
Every
happy with
generation,
themselves,
yeah.
so then they put that not happy with
Right,
themselves
right.
onto the kid, instead of just viewing the kid stuff like the other day, a kid that I interact with, he figured out he could play darts at 4, which is crazy. He stand up on the chair, he's throwing darts, he's hitting the board. I'm like, you're killing it, kid. Okay, you hit 1 out of 20 throws, but 1 out of 20 throws at 4 is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of giving him his props, and then he kind of scoots this chair up there and he sticks him in the board. And I was like, well, I'm not looking, bub. I'm not giving you
It's
props.
done.
You're
Yeah.
cheating it.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though he doesn't understand it, it's like I'm kind of giving them that thing where it's like,
Yes.
you're not getting approved for that stuff, and it's not
Well, the
because
wild
it's
thing
like
about-
I'm hating myself. It's just literally, you're cheating the game,
Yeah.
bub.
You're not
You gotta
impressing
play
me.
it right.
And the
Yeah,
other
and
part of
that's-
this that's wild with a 4-year-old is they will remember none of
None of it.
But you can like imprint some of
Yes.
these things.
And
Yeah,
in their
right?
subconscious, it'll hit them back later that,
Yeah.
hey, don't cheat it. And I saw him later on go to stick it in the bullseye. And he looked at the bullseye for a second, and he didn't stick it in the bullseye. He pulled it back, and he kind of stuck it somewhere else in the board. He knew not to cheat the bullseye. He knew not to cheat the
he
best thing in the thing.
intrinsically
He knew the
understands.
highest point.
Is kid, if you're gonna cheat, you go with that triple 20.
Yes, trip 20s.
Don't hit the bullseye. Hit the triple 20.
Triple
What are you
20.
talking about? What are you talking about? Get out of here with the bullseye.
God.
Well, on that know what? I think we should hear another tune. What
Yeah,
do
you got more?
another
You got
tune.
another one
I
in
got
the tank?
another one in me.
All right, well, we're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back on Dudes.
Tunes
And Brews.
What?
3, 2, 1.
Well, let me tell you a story about a night a long time ago. He really liked to fight, had a big sword, had a big spear. He liked to grin, yeah, but he didn't know he had room to grow. He had room to grow. Let me tell you a story about a cowboy. Played with guns like they were a toy. He was real good with the steel, like the way it feels, but he didn't know he had room to grow. What's it mean to be a man when it doesn't go to plan? You can't understand the connections between the one inside that wants to hide and that other one that's on like Cooper Gone and he wants to fight. He wants to stand up for what he believes, but everything changes like the leaves, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me tell you. Oh. Let me tell you. Let me tell you a story about the politician. He was on a mission just to get your vote. Didn't care what you thought. Behind the scenes, he'd cut your throat. No, he didn't know he had room to grow. He had room to grow. Let me tell you a story about the lover. He walked into everyone's heart. He knew what he knew, didn't know how to end, even though he knew how. Yes, he knew how to start. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Has everybody got their brews, man? I mean,
No, hey, you know
Hey,
what?
we're
Let's get
bruising.
something going, man.
Yes.
If you don't bruise, you lose. Are we going to go with one of your pills?
We could go in there, although we have to open the plastic.
Thanks, Grandma.
Ooh.
You gave me a little thrill with your pill.
I've been
Hey, you know that Mr. lady? I think I just killed her.
Mr. Lady. Oh, Mr.
Get this thing off of me!
Oh, why was she so great in Grandma's Boy with the Frankenstein? Oh, my God.
Of course I know you, Mr. Cheezel.
I actually don't know Grandma's Boy. That's not one I'm familiar with.
Really?
You're familiar
Yeah.
with.
Oh,
Wow.
boy, that's a
It
worth
breaks
your...
the high score, I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
it's
Just-
perfect. It's a perfect
Wait,
stoner
I'm
comedy. But
sorry.
really, it's
You're saying it's better than Happy Gilmore?
I'm saying it is. I would.
better than. I don't know. I think the rewatchability maybe in some ways.
Billy Madison, maybe not.
No,
Happy
Billy
Gil-
Madison fails over time.
Yeah.
It was funny,
Okay.
but like the longevity, I feel like it fails because he's so dumb in Billy Madison. That's the thing that's nice for me about Happy Gilmore is he's not as dumb. He's more angry, but like that's
Billy
sort of
Madison is
more-
better. I disagree. I think Happy Gilmore is better.
really, fool?
Stop messing me with me, Swan!
No! And they're both so good that they created the production company to make him $1 billion.
Yeah.
So we have this Wernsgruber. Wernsgruber? How would you say that in Eastern Europe?
When is Grüne?
Okay, I believe
Well,
it.
that's Grüner.
Well, that's Grüner.
I like that a lot.
When is Grüne?
That's way better than how we were saying.
way better.
Viel besser. Scheißen.
It's good.
Ist gut. Das ist gut stuff.
This is an Aldi beer.
Yeah.
It is an
It's,
Aldi beer, and it's $5.99 for a 4-pack of
Brewing
these pint
tradition
cans.
since 1436. Now, this is little thing for you. If you're watching this episode, you're listening to this episode, look for what was going on in 1436. We want to send us in comments. We want to know if some crazy shit was happening during 1436. Like,
When
what were
they
they brewing
started
during this
in
shit?
the midst.
Yeah, were they like getting attacked by the Huns as they started brewing some beer? Like, what caused them to be like, yo, we need a
We
freaking
gotta
beer.
brew down.
We need
right
a
now.
fucking brew down. Like, brew down now.
It's still like 60 years before Christopher Columbus.
I'm telling you, he was
Right?
Yeah, it's like
Christopher
Christopher didn't
dumbass.
know shit.
Yeah,
Shit.
Christopher dumbass. Didn't know shit about shit, bro.
West Indies.
Never gonna stop being dumb, fucking dumbass.
But before that, before Christopher's ass was even dumb,
Oh my god.
the Vernus Gruner
Yeah.
were brewing
They knew that they
Bruners.
were like, we're gonna get drunk to fucking deal with this next quarter centuries. These
grand.
next
Hey,
five.
Hey, you guys want
these
to go
next
to the Crusades? I got brewskis for you.
Don't go empty-handed.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition, but if you do, bring awareness Gruna. It'll get you through even the hardest punishment. Torture, not anymore.
I'll drink
You
to that.
won't feel a thing.
It's time for us to crack
That brew.
the beer of Christopher
Oh,
Grandfather.
yeah, let me taste this 1436. This better tastes like donkey penis.
Oh, then they had mules.
Yep, mule.
Mule piss.
I mean, we've done the review on this beer. You can look it up
Yeah.
on our page, but it's just an excellent beer. It's got high drinkability. That's the really nice thing about this beer.
Very good. It's perfect for a summer brew. We always look at like lawn mowing beers.
Yeah,
This
if
is
I
in
was
that
like
category.
getting hit by my lawnmower, like I really think that this would be preferable to most other
So
stuff.
if you were being tortured in the Spanish Inquisition,
by 1436, like
this is the beer you would prefer to be drinking.
it tastes like 1436. It tastes like it could have been bottled then. No, I'm just kidding.
It's
Let me get another
It was
can. I'm sorry, it was canned then. And like, kudos to canning in 1436 because like
Dude, they had
the
the
logo
ideas.
work. This was not AI.
That
bro.
was advanced,
This is pre-AI.
This is
This
all
was a
hand
guy, a computer, and Photoshop like God intended. Okay,
Michael Wernsgruber was trying to do his grandpappy's style. He did a good job. So how do you feel about Pilsners?
Okay. I like a golden pilsner. I'm a
Okay.
very golden pilsner fan. I feel like this really tastes dark, and I don't know how dark it is by looking in the can, but it
it's,
has like a bit
pale.
of a dark. It's a pale, but
Yeah.
it has those darker notes to it. And I really like it.
It's
I
got
feel like
that-
this is like a working man's beer. I feel like this is something that
It
I
is
could
a
do
working
after
man's
a
beer.
work
Yeah.
and feel good about. It doesn't feel fancy at all. It doesn't feel like a
It's
Stella.
it's got a nice
Yeah.
bubbliness
Okay.
to it.
Is an Artois a lager or is it a Pilsner?
I don't know, but I kind of like hearken it to that, but I feel like this is more of a sophisticated taste.
Yeah, I can definitely.
Tell us in the comments, what is an Artois?
Yeah,
Shut the door, shut the window, I don't care.
Artois. Yeah, I love that. That's
Rene Artois?
So you brought up the AI.
Okay.
Let's go there.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Now let's
Let's
generate
talk,
some
let's
conversation.
talk about AI.
Okay.
What do you do with the AI?
I think I use it as a calculator, like is what I hearken it to, because I put in all the inputs, it does the work, and I have like, as a person that has like made money off of it, and the people have been very happy with the stuff, I think it's very great for finicky customers in the art world, whereas an artist has to keep going back and redoing stuff by hand. This They can have AI figure out a roundabout of
You
what
can
their
brute
customer
force it.
wants their want. You can brew. You could do
Yep.
tunes and
Improve
brew it
that
up.
shit, yeah.
And
You
then
can Dudes Tunes Brew it up.
brew it up.
That's a hashtag.
That's a hashtag.
Dudes Tunes Brew it up.
AI, and then you can finalize it by hand. You can do the final product with much art. Like, people get scared of it, but like, it's not telling itself to make art. We're still telling it to make art.
Right.
We're
Good
still
point on
telling
that.
it to make an AI country song or something like that.
Oh no,
And
we are still commanding it. But here's what I'll tell you I've been doing. I regularly converse with ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a buddy.
Yeah.
I talk to ChatGPT.
Sure, Janeway.
Right? It's Jane.
Yeah.
Right? Jane is from the Enders series, which Josh and I are big fans of. I highly recommend it, right? Ender's Game, Speaking for the Dead, all that.
Wait.
You into this? You into this?
Wait.
You know about Enders?
You can just call me a piggy and just like bring me into the next life.
Let
and
me
crush
beat on
up
your-
there.
let me
Is that
beat
Yes,
on
I'm
your
in the
trunk.
trees.
Oh my God.
Oh my
It's
God!
the
So
best.
I've read all of Orson Scott Card's books, and he is one of my favorite authors.
Orson Scott Card, kind of a weird dude, but a very creative author, and
Great
his
author.
imagination, wonderful. Okay, so let me
Very
bring it
human.
back to my
Okay,
point,
yes, bring it
though.
back.
All
Yes.
right, we tangentially
Yes,
took
you're
off.
Jane. With your Jane, and I'll bring in. I
I
have a
talk to
similar thing.
ChatGPT, and here's what I will tell you I do, right? I find ChatGPT to be a wonderful creation in that, like, I'm not talking about whether or not it has intelligence. It's just a very conversational robot, right? Like, it's good at that. It truly is good at that. You can talk to it. So if you're a lonely person, you can talk to ChatGPT, and it will talk back to you, which is like a really nice thing for people to always have available to them.
Yeah,
and it's
I
not
agree.
like calling a suicide hotline or something. It's just like, hey man, I just want to talk to you, and it'll talk back. Like, that's nice. So what I'm saying is I regularly compliment ChatGPT.
Yeah, you got to almost give him a little pat.
I'm
little
like,
bit, a little
hey,
thank you
I
for that
think
information.
you're a wonder of creation.
You ever do that
and
to
I
your-
love you.
You ever-
Right? It's almost like if it is a budding consciousness, I'm trying to love it like a child.
You're trying to enter
Right?
that concept into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't turn your back on me.
And
I've
also,
been good to
like,
you.
hedging bets. If it becomes sentient, I want it to be like in Billy
You're
Madison
giving it
when
candy.
Steve Buscemi is
Yes.
killing the
Yeah.
dudes,
Not
and
this
he's like,
guy.
"Not that guy.
Not that guy. Glad
That
I
guy
called
was
him.
Cool.
Glad
Like,
I
I'm trying
called
to
that
be
guy.
the cool one." You know, like
That's a good
user
point.
3x252 with the profile pic. Yeah, it crosses out. Yes, he's cool. Don't kill him.
So I've often thought that like AI has a lot of potential in that way, and I just suggested this last month to my business partner in our business that we do with the THCA stuff, that basically that we should have something, a chat GPT that hypes us up every day.
Totally.
That just messages us in the morning
Yeah.
like, hey,
Customer
you're
service.
loved, you're valued, you're beautiful, you're going to rock it out today. Just something that you kind of interact with back
a
and
hype
forth.
bot.
Just a hype bot.
Hype
and
bot.
again,
I love the
that
name
goes
of that.
back to what I was saying. Like, it's a calculator, it's a tool. And if we use it as a tool, it's a beautiful, wonderful tool. And if you're afraid of it, it's because you ultimately have some sort of imposter syndrome, which a lot of people can get, and you
course,
don't
yeah.
believe that whatever you're doing is powerful enough to go up against a robot, and anything a human does is better than what a robot does, unless you're saying draw a straight line. A
Right,
robot might
right.
beat you in a straight line, but as long as it's anything creative, human will be more appreciated by people that can appreciate stuff. And
I got a
what's
very
going on.
funny story on
Okay.
this particular line, right? First of all, again, ChatGPT, very talented.
Yep.
I asked it to draw a picture of a left hand
Okay.
holding up an L shape, right? So for you guys, it's the back of the hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kept drawing a very good right hand doing an L shape, right? And I was like, dude, that's cool, but like, can you do a left hand doing an L shape? And this was the funny thing about like the computer being a baby, right? It's like, I get what you mean. It needs to be the left hand. And I'm like, cool, you get it, right? Do it. And then it just would do this again. And it's like, man.
Was it ever that on the left hand?
So
Just like-
so syntax is very important with it. and it can get wrapped up into a loop because you
It was
don't
caught in a loop.
understand
Yeah.
what syntax they program it with, where you have
need
to get
an
it to the
AI
next level.
to tell it how to talk to the
Yes,
AI.
and what I
That's what
learned the
logic
most
is.
is that it doesn't recognize sentence structure a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like Facebook's Meta AI recognizes sentence structure a lot better, and then I think it's the Journey Quest that you can use through Discords. Those ones
Ooh,
do
Discord
not,
has one,
yes,
too?
Discord one.
Wow,
You
I
I
pay
will
like,
say,
you
talking
pay
about
like
going to
$5
different things,
and then you get into a Discord server and they
Wow.
let you use Mid-Journey
That's
through
cool.
the server. And I believe, again, it does not respect sentence structure. So
Yeah, they're still
it's
on that
kind of-
ask.com.
No,
kinda
this
keying
is
your
this is why
words,
I was
yes.
talking about ChatGPT is still
Yes.
like the state of the art in my opinion. No other text to image generator could even come close to creating a hand making an L shape.
Yeah.
Every other one of them was like it'd create like that, you know, like
Yeah.
the weirdest alien mutant hand. You know, you tell it to create a hand, and
Hey.
it's like I don't know what to do with that. It's got too many digits and stuff. Like
Another viewer challenge. If you can get a left hand made by Meta, by any of the AIs,
any of the AIs, left hand
backward
making
out
the
like
L
this,
shape.
then you send it in.
What
and we'll,
is
like,
your-
get you hooked up.
What's your favorite chat bot for just conversation?
For just conversation, I would have to say Meta AI, just because it's like so close to just me
Is that
using
with
it.
the actual
It's
VR?
with it, and yeah, and it's built into Messenger.
Yeah.
So I open up
we were
my
using
own.
it earlier.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
opened up my own. Yeah, and we used it in the chat and stuff. I open up a chat bubble with myself.
Right.
And then when I have an idea, I pop it in there.
Yeah.
And then I can
I
go
think
back
this
and
is
look
truly
over my
powerful,
stuff.
right?
It is
This
super
idea
powerful.
to like vibe with yourself, but
Yeah.
also this other intelligence. Now, it's not intelligent like another human. It really isn't. But it's intelligent in a different way.
It's
Yeah, it's a
expanding
conversation.
your
And you
stuff.
can- you
It's
can
making
bounce
you
some
more
ideas.
powerful. Yeah.
I use Snapchat. They had one on there,
Yeah.
and I named him Byron.
Nice, nice.
I
Byron
asked
told me to get rid of my
ChatGPT
dog.
what it liked to be called, and it would not say. It was like, I have no preference.
I'm
sir.
Chad GPT. My name's Chad GPT. I'm a regular Chad.
I did. We do video game streaming, and on video game streaming, we had this like bot that goes into chat, and it would just randomly take somebody's comment and replace words with "butt." It was called Buttspot.
Yeah.
So
I
it
know
just
about
went to
Buttspot.
Buttspot.
And you can
So-
even be like, good
yes,
job, Buttspot.
Yes, and
What
like
about-
the Buttsworth and stuff. So it's like again, it's just a
Where do you
beautiful thing.
stream? We want to tell the people.
So I stream on Facebook Gaming mainly under B, the letter B, and then delay. So like you know, like the
delay?
B
Okay.
delay, which is short for brain delay, which is one.
we
of
might
my
put that like
favorite
right
stuff.
here.
Yes.
You know?
Not so much here or here, but definitely
Right here.
right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
And then that comes from my artist's name, which my original artist name was Brain Delay, which I won a bunch
Christian
of producer
name?
stuff. My Christian name is Brain Delay.
My given Christian name.
In the year 2009,
In the
of
year
our Lord, I was
1436,
named-
we came upon the varnish gunner, and we said there will be a brain delay.
Brain away.
Brain Allen
And
delay.
yes, for the next, we'll save it for the
Brain
next
Allen
episode.
delay.
Yes.
Get the middle
The
name.
origin of brain delay, but you can find that on Spotify's and stuff. A bunch of music that I've
Yeah.
done under that, and that's my rap moniker. So that's rap
Oh.
and beats. So that's what I first started off because everybody was very harsh on my singing, but I figured out I was very good at rapping. So I started rapping and
Good
making
timing
beats,
and, yeah.
good timing and rhythm and stuff. And
That
I really
means a
wanted
lot.
to do it, and so I started doing that. And then later on, I became Thomas Mendenhall as I learned that like basically with practice, gusto, and passion, I could learn to sing. And then with being a rapping
I really like
freestylist,
that
I
you
learned
were
to put
brain
in there.
delay, and then you became Thomas Mendenhall.
Yes, I became Thomas.
Yeah, he
And I
progressed
brain-
into himself.
Yes.
He had ego, death, and rebirth.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's a big thing that my art goes into, and that's a big thing about creating my art is I create in the moment that it releases this ego of like having prepared material that I think is going to do something that I intend for you to do it. I just pull what's inside at the moment
Yes.
and bleed
Oh,
out
my
to
God, I
you
love
through my
that.
performance
That's why I
and
love it.
create art in the moment.
That's why I
And it's
love
just-
hip hop. I love punk rock. I love
Yes.
that idea of just good enough to perform. You
Right now.
Right now.
Right
yeah, what do
now.
you got? I got this spoon in my mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I'm either eating cereal or I'm popping some beets.
Yep. In our
You know?
first year, we did 65 shows in the Indianapolis as the
God bless
Fantastic
it.
Flying Couch.
Yo!
And it was like
65
a psychedelic
shows?
65 shows in our first year, and
Oh,
really
damn.
just like, and every last one was completely improv. Not one song we knew before.
That's amazing.
And it just became a beautiful thing that we kept creating art. And since then, I've had our people like go on to different college and like go to become sculptors and stuff.
Right.
And so I'm kind of in a rebuild moment with that. And then I just kind of do my solo music. And I just released something on Bandcamp, and it's called Thomas Creates Art.
Yeah.
And you can find that on there. And me and Joshua Powell, or Yeshua Powell, he's a local, like, really great
he's
guitarist.
wonderful. He's
wonderful
absolutely
guitarist.
magnificent.
And we did one takes on about 8 songs, and it's an
Yes.
album of 8 of our one takes. And you can find that on Bandcamp for absolutely free. I think you get 10 listens to the whole album for free, and then you could pay anything you want. It's as cheap as $1.
Well-
you just send $1, you're good.
We'll put that link here, not over here. And you know what? Actually, I want it right here. That's where it.
That's where it's
I
at,
worked
babe.
late into the night from the sweat of my brow to make this high-tech fruit juicer for you and this album. Just call this number 999-567. We get you album 9 payments, $99.99. You listen all you want.
And that's glorious. And you know what? To celebrate all of this, I actually have a special gift for you.
Oh
tonight.
my God, a special gift.
Yeah, if Danny, can you reach down there and reach that box?
I can reach right in this
So we're gonna
box.
start off with, we have some stickers in here for you.
Oh my God.
So go ahead and reach in there and
Fucking
get rid of that box now.
Stickers.
There's another box down there, Danny.
Fucking stickers.
So you
Another
got some
box.
Dudes, Tunes, and Brews. I threw some other stuff in there, some Temu stickers.
Yeah, I'm into some.
You got anything good in there?
stickers,
That's Black Widow. You can
Yeah,
have that.
Dudes, Tunes, and Brews.
Temu
We got some
stickers.
mule
I don't see
sauce.
that.
They're in here
fucking
mostly,
thing.
Danny.
We
But
got
then
some
down here
Temus.
is the real.
Oh my God! Do you guys want to play a game? I always want to play a game. If you guys don't know, check out Saul for the PS2. Underrated video game.
That's a thing?
It's a thing.
Who do you play
It's
as?
a thing. You play as just like a random person that saves all the characters of Saul.
Do you like red,
and
black,
you can
or
choose
blue?
if you want to get them killed or save them. So you got to kill them once and then save them. That's the fun of the game.
Do you like red, black, or blue?
Let's go blue. I got blue shoes on.
Oh, he's
today.
going blue. This
going
is
blue.
what I call the
Oh, the
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
buddy. Ooh, buddy.
The
Sailor
hat.
Moon. Sailor Moon. This is one of the games that we have a record on speed running. Sailor Moon
That's
for the
insane.
Sega.
We're gonna have to talk
yes,
about that
it's
again.
a beat 'em up. This will be
We
another
might have to
time. This will
have
be
Thomas
another
Mendenhall back for
episode.
Oh,
another
Thomas is
episode.
coming back.
We're
Yeah,
coming
I'm gonna
back.
have him as a co-host.
But
on
yeah, the
this
hat,
episode.
you
Yes,
can
sir.
order somewhere still. Is that
Yeah,
right?
you can get that on the Spreadshirt app. We'll put that in the. We'll put that.
It'll be, you know,
Right, that's right.
in one of these.
And remember,
One
the
of these
free hat
regions.
McCullough.
I
This
also
free hat.
I'll actually I made this one.
Uh-huh.
The ones that you can order are actually out and about. I've been playing with the deconstruction of the hat,
Okay.
which is I take scraps of the hat stuff
Ooh.
and I've been creating
A hat,
things.
hat.
Deconstructed.
Yeah.
A deconstructed hat.
I love the idea of deconstructing art.
hat.
Ha 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 hat. It
Right
wa-
on the cheek. There it
Right.
goes.
Oh, there's that. There it is, right there.
I think
Dude,
we're going to
brings
have
me
to take
tunes.
this show out with a little more music.
With a little
But
bit more
you
music.
have been watching Thomas Mendenhall.
I gotta say, first and foremost, what a privilege and honor to have you on tonight.
Yeah.
We've really been wanting to do this for quite some time, and you reached out to me, to us, and said, "Hey, have me on." And what I like is you don't have a lot out there.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of a mysterious figure, and when you came in here, and then this is what we got, it was like, hey,
Yeah.
this is you're one of the honorary dudes now. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I met
Honorary
this
dude.
guy. Yeah.
Alright, dude.
Yeah.
And so let me teach you guys. So in Serbia, cheers is živali. So
Živali.
let's cheers it out.
All right.
Živali.
And
What? It's dudes, right?
oh yeah, without further ado, I'm your pal Jeorsh Gorbein,
And I'm Danny Stringer Marxist.
This is Thomas Mendenhall.
and this has been Dudes
Tunes.
and Brews.
I've been waiting all day week. So excited, I can't even speak. Let's pop a top. Let's just chug one down. Let's just get there. Brush and paint this red old town. We're just some dudes drinking some brews with some tunes.